Some places on Earth look like they were built for another planet. If you walked into them with no context, your brain would probably tell you one thing. This is not normal. A lake turns red in the middle of Tanzania. A giant eye sits in the Sahara, but you can only really see it from orbit. A cave in Mexico grew crystals bigger than telephone poles. A volcano in Indonesia burns electric blue at night. And near Belize, a perfect dark circle drops into a cave that used to be above the ocean. These places are real, but each one makes Earth feel unfamiliar in a different way. Start with Lake Natron. From above, it can look almost edited, red, orange, and pink water in a dry landscape. The color is not paint, and it is not a filter. As water evaporates, salts become concentrated, and salt-loving microorganisms can help tint the lake into those strange colors. But the lake is not just colorful. It is harsh, shallow, salty, and alkaline. For many animals, this would be a terrible place to live. Then comes the twist. For lesser flamingos, Lake Natron is one of the most important places on Earth. Around 2.5 million lesser flamingos depend on it as their only breeding ground in the Rift Valley. The same extreme water that makes the lake hostile also helps keep many predators away. So the first impossible place is not just a red lake, it is a hostile nursery. Now zoom out even farther, because the next place only makes sense from space. In Mauritania, the Sahara holds a huge circular structure called the Richat structure, or the Eye of the Sahara. If you stood inside it, you might not notice anything unusual. You would see desert, rock, and horizon. But from orbit, the pattern appears. Rings inside rings, about 45 kilometers across. That scale is the trick. The eye is so large that a human body standing inside it cannot understand the shape. And despite how designed it looks, the explanation is not aliens or ruins. It is geology, an uplifted dome that erosion slowly carved open, exposing layers of rock in circles. It looks impossible because Earth had enough time to draw a target too big to see from the ground. The third place is the opposite. It is not too wide to understand. It is a room underground, and almost everything inside it is too big. This is the Cave of Crystals near Naica, Mexico. About 290 meters underground, giant gypsum crystals grew into beams nearly 12 meters long. Some are wider than a person and longer than a bus. But if you could step inside, awe would probably not be your only reaction. The air can be around 50 degrees Celsius with humidity over 90%. In those conditions, your sweat cannot cool you properly, and researchers could only stay inside for short periods. The same heat and minerals-rich water that made the cave dangerous also made the crystals possible. For a very long time, the chemistry stayed just right. Instead of forming many small crystals, the cave grew a few enormous ones. So this room is not magic. It is heat, water, chemistry, and time locked underground. The fourth place looks impossible because it appears to burn in the wrong color. At night, Kawah Ijen in Indonesia can look like blue lava is flowing down the volcano. But the lava is not blue. That is what makes it stranger.
The blue glow comes from sulfur-rich gases escaping from the ground at extremely high temperatures. When those gases contact the air and ignite, they burn electric blue. Burning liquid sulfur can run down the rock, creating the illusion of blue lava spilling across the mountain. So your eyes are not completely wrong. Something dangerous really is burning. But the thing you think you are seeing is not the thing that is actually there. The Blue River is not lava. It is chemistry, glowing in the dark. The last place hides an older version of Earth under the ocean. Near Belize, the Great Blue Hole looks like a perfect dark circle inside bright turquoise reef. From above, it almost looks like a portal. NASA describes it as a vertical cave in Lighthouse Reef Atoll, roughly 300 meters across and about 125 meters deep. But the strangest part is what the cave remembers. Inside are stalactites, also called dripstones. Those form in air, not underwater. That means the cave was once above sea level when the ocean was lower. Later, the sea rose, the cave flooded, and the old dry world structure was preserved below the water. So when you look into the great blue hole, you are not just looking into deep ocean. You are looking at a drowned cave from an older Earth. And that is the pattern. Lake Natron looks hostile, but becomes a nursery. The Eye of the Sahara looks designed, but was carved by geology. Nika looks magical, but is chemistry under pressure. Kawa Aijen looks like blue lava, but is burning sulfur. And the Great Blue Hole looks like a portal, but is a flooded cave from a time when the sea was lower. The weirdest thing about these places is not that they exist. It is that they make this planet feel unfamiliar. So if Earth ever seems ordinary, maybe you are just standing too close to it. Zoom out. Go underground. Wait until night. Look beneath the water. And suddenly, the planet you live on starts looking like somewhere else.